It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
Back on the Coaches Show this morning, and this portion brought to you by our friends at State Farm. State Farm agents Andy Womack, Dana Womack, Celeste Middleton, Alex Williams, Ron Reeves, and Emerson Williams. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Time to talk Seagull football this morning, Thursday night game with Clarksville coach, and we welcome you in this morning. Coach Renshaw, Thursday nights, short week, all of that stuff. I don't know. What do you like it as a coach?
Well, you don't love it when you got to face the triple option on Thursday, and so we had a short week to get ready for that. So that's tough. Whoever signed that game should talk to that guy. But our defense handled it really well, though. Defense played really well. Really proud of those guys, and where you have to play really disciplined defense. I thought our crew did a great job.
Talk a little bit more about that, because you don't see that very often in high school football, but when you do see it, I mean.
Yeah, exactly right. There's a ton of decisions that have to be made. You have to look at your kids. All right, what's the best matchup? Because somebody's got to take the dive, somebody's got to take the quarterback, somebody's got to take the pitch, and then basically that week at practice, I mean, it's nothing but that defensively, and so you have to decide how you're going to play it, and then what are your change-up calls, and and we went in thinking, we really tried to put extra time on that, and I thought our kids responded really well.
It was it 7-7 or 7-0 at halftime? It was something I can't remember now. I remember getting the scores. It was 14-7 at the half. I think it was.
Yeah.
And but your guys did answer that call, and Clarksville being up at halftime. What were your conversations like during that time?
Well, we knew we're getting the ball coming out of half, and I mean, the struggle for us so far this season is just to be a little more consistent, or a lot more consistent offensively, and our guys are practicing hard over there. They're playing really hard, and in some instances they're the same as our defensive kids. It's just, we're struggling to put it together and find a missing piece or two. It's hard to make play calls when it's 3rd and 20, and so. We kept running into those situations. We had some significant penalties and some things along those lines, and it was, and it was frustrating to our kids. It was frustrating to our coaches, and it's something we got to get better at going into these last 3 ball games.
Well, defensively, only one score in that second half, so your defense gave your offense a chance there at the second half.
100%, 100%, and. And we realize it's a team game, and I think our kids do a good job of realizing that. Sometimes at a big school, when you have a lot of guys that play offense and a lot of guys that play defense, you can kind of split the morale of the team if you're not careful.
Yeah.
But I think our guys do a good job of hanging in there together and, hopefully pulling for one another and giving ourselves a shot to win. I mean, we realize, this football team's a scrappy team, and we don't have necessarily the game breakers of the 80-yard touchdown maker necessarily, but we got guys that are scrappy, and they'll fight you all night long, and they'll play really hard, and that's the thing about all of our kids on all 3 phases. If you watch us right now, I think you'd say, man, those kids, they play really hard. They do.
Yeah. Well, that's a testament to your philosophy. You get a lot out of the kids, and they want to play and play hard for you, and that's what it takes when maybe you aren't the best athlete on the field, or maybe when you have a tough matchup on the night, or maybe when you're playing the triple, or defending the triple option, right?
Yeah. Well, part of that's our community. I think we got some gritty parents and definitely have some gritty coaches. That Coach Smith was on here a couple weeks ago. And,
yeah.
He is, I think that's a trademark of his coaching style. He gets kids to play really hard. and we realize there's a bigger picture with football. There was an incident on the field. A young man got hurt Thursday night at the end of the ball game. It was a scary situation, we had one of those moments with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game that kind of remind you the most important things,
Yeah. Well, Siegel obviously has been no stranger to seeing that, and it's fun. It's a football game. It's a Friday night. There are a lot more things that are more important than that, and that's the health and safety of the kids. But football is a game that we've made a lot of strides in to make it safer. You see a lot of kids wearing the padded helmet deal and stuff, even in games and such now, and just because you want to do whatever you can to help that kid and let them have an enjoyable experience, but also keep them safe.
Exactly. And, we actually made that switch this year in practice. We wear the Guardian hats in practice.
I couldn't think of Guardian. That's the word I couldn't think of this morning.
But, we kind of thought, I don't know, I think there's been this image or stigma around that, and football coaches and maybe players hadn't been wanting to go to that. And, this off season we were like, man, they wear these things in practice in the NFL. Let's put them on our kids at practice like they do. And honestly, I could not be a bigger advocate for it. Really? I think it's done a lot to help us. And I won't go into all the details on it, but I like those Guardian hats a lot.
Yeah. Well, I've seen them show up in a few games this year,
Mm-hmm.
and so I guess that's also something that is allowable. Obviously, since you see that, but whatever you can do to make sure that kid is safe as possible, because they're teenage boys. They're going to fly around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Give up their bodies.
And the things we figured out is those Guardian hats. Hands getting caught in helmets, like some soft tissue kind of things. Like it's not just the head. Of course, that's the most important reason you probably do that. Yeah. But there's several other things. It protects the helmets, keeps it saves you money on protecting your helmets, and so there's a lot of upside to those things.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize those helmets and how much not only do they cost, but then to have them reconditioned after the season and all that. It's amazing.
It's most of our football budgets. If you were to talk to every football coach on here, that's probably a big concern is like how much these helmets are inflation's hitting everything, but it's really hitting football helmets. And so that's the major financial concern for us all running our programs.
Yeah. And that's why you have home games, and that's why you need people to come out and support.
Amen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
By far and away. Before we talk about the next game up, Coach, tell me a little bit about fall break. I know every coach has a different plan. What do you hope your kids accomplish over this fall break?
Well, Coach, we want them to wrap up academically well, and end this first 9 weeks. And so we'll take them on as staff. We'll look at their grades. We'll also take a moment and I told them yesterday, the kids that were in the class, I'm like, go spend some family time. It's time to get recharged. Make sure you're healthy. We've been lucky this year. We've stayed relatively injury free. We've had one or two significant things that held us back a little bit, but it's time to get recharged a little bit. We bring our kids in next Thursday and Friday and start getting ready for Riverdale.
Well, that's the next one up, but you get to this point in the season and kind of look at overall look at the region, and everybody's got a shot.
Yeah, it's and it is really really good football. I think obviously you look at our district. Oakland has been, when we played them, I thought they had a really impressive team. We haven't seen much of Riverdale and Blackman yet. And of course, we end the season with Laverne, but just so competitive every Friday night. And if you look at our schedule, Clarksville is a really good team. They went 10-0 last year, and so it was. We knew going into that game that there was going to be a fight, and again, there's no weeks off for the Siegel Stars.
No, and no weeks off in this region, and we talk about it probably endlessly here on the show about the competitiveness of it. And, if you're playing in week 11, you've earned it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you look around some regions, and it's there's a 4-team region in 6A football, and so it's weird. But now I will say I do enjoy all the Rutherford County schools being in one league. High school football to me is still about the regular season. It's still about those in-town rivalries. It's still about, and we in Smyrna and, Laverne, those kind of schools, we've been playing the last several years anyways. But, man, I think those games meaning something, I thought it was really cool.
Well, it's hard to drive past 3 schools in your county to go play somewhere else.
Yes. Yeah, I agree 100%.
So that's good. Well, I hope well, let me ask you about the injury situation. This week will help with any injuries and bumps, bruises, and healing up too, doesn't it?
Yeah. We got senior Bryson Vaughn, who's been really gimpy, and we really need to get him back. And of course, all the beats and bangs. Those guys, I don't know that the average person understands what offensive and defensive linemen go through. It's trench warfare every play, and those guys have held up really well for us, played really well this year. But yeah, them saving a few hits on them this week, it's a good thing, and getting them ready to go and finish the season these last 3 weeks, trying to make a playoff run. I think that's big for us.
Well, it starts at Riverdale on the 17th. So again, no games this week, but on the 17th, that'll be our next broadcast as well. And I'm sure you haven't looked a ton at the Warriors, but they've traditionally been one of the teams that compete for a playoff spot.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And, of course, it's weird. Coach Kreisky got in touch with him yesterday. We went ahead and traded the film. So, yeah, we're going to have two weeks to work on this game. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Of course, they do a great job over there, and I think it'll be an exciting game.
So is that film that you watch when you're not, taking the trash out or painting a wall or something this week?
Yeah, it's football coaches are stupid. But, yeah, you would think we would take a day off from it.
Uh-huh.
And I guarantee you they were watching our film and we were watching their film, and every coach on the staff right now is already starting to get on their grease boards and put scribbles all over every napkin they own,
Yeah, well, that's just the nature of the beast. Fall break, you get a break, but it's really not. You're still thinking football.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's a different kind of break. Maybe it's a break to let you take a step back and rethink some things, and that can be really good also.
Well, Coach, as always, appreciate you coming in. We won't have a show next week for those listening in, but we will the following. Right, I guess it will be the 18th, because our next broadcast is with your Seagull Stars as they go on the road at Riverdale, and we'll see you then.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
That's Coach Adam Renshaw joining us this morning on the Coaches Show, and it's brought to you by Ideas Tees. They'll be happy to help you fulfill all of your imprinted apparel, embroidery, and advertising specialty needs. Find out more at ideastees.com.